think the strangest place I've ever found a watch is in Africa. I do a lot of hiking, backpacking, and mountain climbing. I've got a good friend who lives in Africa and sponsors us. When me and my hiking friends go to Africa, we take these, climb Kilimanjaro, Mount Stanley, Mount Kenya. I've been to Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. So when I went to climb Kilimanjaro, before you go, we're stationed in kind of a smaller town at the base of the mountain. Africa is different than here in that there's a lot more pedestrian traffic. So every town has streets that are just full of shops. Mm-hmm. And it's much more of a small mom and pop economy there than it is here. So every street has any service or item you need, there's multiple shops for that. And when I was in Tanzania, lo and behold, there's an entire watch repair industry in most of these African cities and all these countries. And it's just a guy on the sidewalk with a small watch bench, with tools. Now, they're obviously using battery watches there just like they do here, but there's still a vibrant mechanical watch repair industry in Africa. Mm-hmm. On the street, on dirt streets. Yeah. And I got to this town, I kept seeing these display cases and these guys working. I finally decided these were watch watchmakers. Yeah. And I would go and I'd look, and they, just like watch people here in the United States, watchmakers, are really everywhere in the world. They have tons of watches they use for parts, just like we do. And they can't get watch parts new easily, so they've got to maintain this big supply of vintage watches strictly for parts to repair watches that come in. Mm. And I would see in these cases under piles of junks, I could see watches, steel watches with chronograph. So I'm thinking, what is that in that? Yeah. I would ask, no, I can't sell that. I need that to repair a watch in the future. I said, oh, can I get that? No. Finally, I saw something, a nice stainless steel item from the 60s that I convinced the guy to sell me. I think I paid $2 for.
Wow. Yeah. And that's just all, did you have a chance to ask if you guys really actually come across this stuff there? Is it?
They were pretty tight-lipped and cagey about how they get all this stuff. So this part of Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya were formerly British and German colonies. And there's still a very large European, British, German, Belgian presence there. Yeah. Even held over even after these countries have been independent for 50, 60, 70 years. Well, those guys that were there in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that were English, German, Belgians, French, well, they had nice watches. Yeah. And those watches, a lot of those watches are still there in circulation.
They get broken.
They got left, the country changes hands, people have to leave in a hurry, some stuff gets left behind. So there's still stuff there.
Very interesting.
Hidden, just waiting to be extracted.
But the Milo is kind of the only interesting one.
It was the only one I was able to actually purchase. Yeah. That was, convinced the guy. So
you mentioned climbing Kilimanjaro, and I guess that's a big peak, probably. Well, what is it worldwide?
It's the tallest mountain in Africa.
Tallest mountain in Africa worldwide is probably.
It's not. It's 19,000 feet, so there's plenty of mountains taller than it.
Plenty of mountains to climb. That's my point.
Yeah. It's the largest mountain.
Hobby-wise, you'd probably say that's one of your bigger hobbies, or
especially adventure travel.
Yeah. What's a better feeling, finding a one-of-one Elgin or hitting the mountaintop?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I look at it as I found a really cool watch that I can sell for a profit, that I can use that money to take an expensive trip to Africa.
So the watch,
Spain or France or
yeah. The watch is more exciting in a sense because it's not only exciting when you find it, but then being a dealer, you can make money on it.
True.
Take your trick.
True.